Welcome back to the Project Management Body of Knowledge PMBOK 5th Edition course. Module 7 covers the 5th knowledge area, Product Quality Management, which includes the processes and activities of the performing organization that determine the quality policies, objectives, and responsibilities so that the project will satisfy the needs for which it was undertaken. Basically, quality management addresses both the management of the project from a quality perspective as well as the product or deliverable of the project. Failure to meet quality requirements can result in serious negative consequences for any of the stakeholders. Through policies and procedures, this knowledge area implements the quality management plan with continuous process improvement activities conducted throughout as needed. Project quality management applies to all projects and uses specific measures and techniques for each type of deliverable, no matter what kind of deliverable the project promises. So the 3 processes in product quality management are 1. Plan quality, 2. Perform quality assurance, and 3. Perform quality control. Each lesson in this module will cover one of these processes, and then I'll give you a summary of what we've learned before moving on to the next module and knowledge area. So join me in the next video to learn how we achieve, measure, and maintain quality in our projects. Plan quality management is the process of identifying quality requirements and/or standards for the project and product and documenting how the project will demonstrate compliance. It's important to note that quality must be planned very early in the project, and it should be performed in parallel with all of the other planning processes. This makes sense when you consider, for example, a project to develop a new software where a certain level of quality is required, and of course, there's associated costs with achieving a certain level of quality. You simply cannot look at quality in isolation. Now let's look at what we mean by quality. It's the degree to which a set of inherent characteristics fulfill the requirements of any given project. Some of the inputs included in this process, plan quality, are the scope baseline, which defines project requirements, stakeholder register, which is the document that lists all of the identified stakeholders and their interests, the cost performance baseline, which shows us the dollars set aside for quality, and finally the risk register, which is the document that lists all of the identified risks, including quality-related risks. We use control charts to determine whether or not a process is stable or has predictable performance. We use them most frequently to track repetitive activities required for producing a manufactured product. Control charts are often used in the manufacturing environment and would be very useful, for example, if you were working on a project where you are looking to develop and manufacture a new product for a customer. We would want to ensure that the manufacturing process is in control. Another really important tool is the design of experiments, or DOE, which is a statistical method for identifying which factors may influence specific variables of a product or process under development or in production. For example, consider a situation where the project team would like to decrease system time. We might consider several factors such as getting better equipment, providing more training to staff, or implementing JIT processes. Using this tool, the project team would be able to determine which combination of factors would best be able to decrease system time and, of course, consider this in light of the cost of making said changes. Quality metrics and quality checklists are 2 key outputs for the plan quality process. A quality metric is an operational definition that describes in very specific terms a project or product attribute and how the quality control process will measure it. This could include things such as on-time performance or defect frequency. A quality checklist is a structured tool, which is usually component-specific, that we use to verify that a set of required steps has been performed and in the right sequence. These checklists are created in this process and implemented in the Perform Quality Control process. The second process in quality management is Perform Quality Assurance, which is the process of auditing the quality requirements and the results from quality control measurements to ensure that appropriate quality standards and operational definitions are used. Perform Quality Assurance is an execution process and is focused on process improvement. It's really about looking at all of the activities and processes and seeing if there are opportunities to make improvements. It's about being proactive versus being reactive and taking preventive measures to ensure quality right from the start. The key inputs here include the quality management plan, quality metrics, and quality control measurements. The quality management plan, like all of the other planning documents, really focuses on how to. In this case, how the project management team will implement the quality policy. Remember that quality metrics are simply the things we decide should be measured to evaluate success of the project and what kinds of variations we should allow. Quality control measurements include any records of any quality control testing we have conducted in a useful format for comparison purposes. One of the key tools and techniques for the performed quality assurance process is quality audits. These are structured, independent reviews to identify inefficient and ineffective policies, procedures, and processes. Quality audits can confirm the implementation of approved change requests, including corrective actions, defect repairs, and preventive actions. One thing that I always mention to professionals that helps them remember the purpose of any type of audit in PMBOK methodology is this: audits are always a review of processes and not a review of deliverables. Once I say that, the definition of a quality audit makes more sense. So, in quality assurance, we do quality audits. Another tool and technique of value is process analysis, which follows the steps outlined in the process improvement plan to identify needed improvements. Process analysis also examines problems and constraints experienced and non-value-added activities identified during process operation. The outputs in this process include organizational process asset updates, project management plan updates, and of course, change requests. For the organizational process asset updates, we can include things such as lessons learned documents, templates, documents from prior projects that will help us structure our approach to quality management on the given project at hand. Change requests are often made in this process when we need to take corrective action, preventive action, or to perform defect repair. For the project management plan updates, this is really about updating the quality management plan as we go through the quality management knowledge area. Any updates to the quality management plan forms to become part of the overall project management plan. The third process of project quality management is perform quality control. This is what we call the process of monitoring and recording the results of executing the quality activities to assess performance and recommend the necessary changes. Really, this process focuses on the project and its products throughout the project. For example, if we are building a new product, this process would inspect or test the products as they come off the assembly line. If any defects are found, they will need to be corrected. The key benefit of this process are: 1. Identifying the causes of poor process or poor product quality and recommending or taking action to eliminate those causes. And 2. Validating that project deliverables and work meet the requirements that the key stakeholders have specified as necessary for final acceptance. The perform quality control process's key inputs include the following: the project management plan, which contains the quality management plan and describes how quality control will be performed within the project. Quality metrics, we discussed this before. The quality checklist, again from the prior section. Just to revisit this, quality checklists are structured lists that help verify that the work of a project and its deliverables fulfill a set of requirements. Deliverables, which is any unique and verifiable product, result, or capability that was produced to complete a process or phase of the project. Now, we have lots of tools and techniques for the control quality process. The first, cause and effect diagrams, also called Ishikawa diagrams or fishbone diagrams. They illustrate how various factors might be linked to potential problems or effects. A histogram is a vertical bar chart showing how often a particular variable state occurred. Each column represents an attribute or characteristic of a problem or situation. A Pareto chart, also referred to as Pareto diagram. It is a specific type of histogram ordered by frequency of occurrence. A run chart shows the history and pattern of variation. Run charts show trends in a process over time, variation over time, or declines or improvements in a process over time. The outputs for the performed quality control process include the following. Quality control measurements. These are the documented results of the control quality activities, and they should be captured in whatever format was decided through the planned quality management process. Validated deliverables. Here, any changed or repaired items are inspected, and we'll either accept or reject them before notifying anyone of our decision. Your navigation buddy here will show you that validated deliverables are an input to validate scope. Way back in the third knowledge area, we looked at this for formalized acceptance. Change request. If it becomes necessary to make a change to the project management plan because of some necessary corrective or preventive action, then we initiate a change request in accordance with the defined Perform Integrated Change Control process, which you may recall is a process in project integration management. And there you have the fifth knowledge area, Project Quality Management of the PMBOK 5th edition. The main motivation of these processes and ITTOs is this. Every project should have a quality management plan, and project teams should follow the quality management plan and have data to demonstrate compliance with that plan. The quality management approaches we've discussed highlight the importance of customer satisfaction, prevention over inspection, continuous improvement, management responsibility, and the cost of quality.